Hello, this is Danny Raymond, the voice behind Ray's Guide. I've been waiting for substantial changes to the stability of 3.24 before making some more comments about it. And the release on Tuesday, the 16th, was stable enough to get a 50% success rate on interstellar direct missions, which brings me to a nomenclature of the cargo hauling missions. First of all, local missions are within the planet and its moon and low orbit stations. Solar missions are between locations within a single solar system. Interstellar missions are from one of the jump points being one or both of the points on the route. Presumably, eventually, these will involve going through the jump tunnel. Direct missions have only one pickup and one drop-off location. If it doesn't say direct, then it's either multiple pickups or multiple drop-off locations. Then there are extra small, medium, and large-size missions. These have to do with the size of the individual legs. So a medium mission with multiple legs might require a large, possibly even impossibly large ship to handle them efficiently, which brings up a limitation. Some of the larger cargo missions require a transportation of thousands of SCU of cargo, which could only efficiently be done, of course, with a hull C or greater. But there is currently no way of loading these mission contents onto a hull C. So a great many large missions are, for the moment, impractical to accept. And honestly, the whole range of these missions pay rather poorly under their new EVR, effort versus reward algorithms. Compared to the other mission types, which I presume are calculated essentially on a gut feel, I'm not sure if they're going to start repricing other mission types using the EVR algorithm, in which case you could expect their rewards to decrease, or if the EVR is going to weigh time a little more generously, in which case we'll get closer to a parity between them. Either way, I'm expecting a lot of turmoil in mission rewards in the next few months as the economics team continues to make adjustments to all missions under the umbrella of their EVR algorithms. Cargo unloading timers have been considerably shortened, so now if you're doing trading instead of hauling, the timers are shorter than you could likely be able to load these things yourself. The other shoe on this is about to drop, though, as I expect them soon to add a price to use the autoloading, as well as an ability to pay even more for expedited autoloading. However, I have learned a workaround for my previous express problem of doing a mixed-size cargo load on a larger ship, such as, say, a C2. The first thing you do is buy all the SCU containers at the kiosk that will allow you to buy. Then buy all the 16 SCU containers for the same ship, if it will let you, which might be 0 if there's no space for the 16s. Then the 8s, the 4s, the 2s, and the 1s. This will all auto-load properly. Yes, it is a nuisance, but you will get an optimal loadout for your large ship. Next, I thought I would look ahead at missions, and this will be a mix of what CIG has promised, things that are logical extensions to what CIG has promised, and some that are personal wish lists. The first up, which we may have seen a bit of hints of in this Evocati, is the General Cell mission, in which the mission giver will want a certain quantity of SCU of titanium and will pay a certain amount for them. Then you have the choice to buy the titanium yourself or to mine and refine it yourself or whatever. I'm looking forward to this because it represents the idea of the general fungibility of commodities and moving the commodity game into an offer acceptance model instead of only going there and only then seeing whether there's any supply or demand. The flip side of this is, of course, would be a general buy contracts where they have amount to sell and you can buy it and it doesn't really matter or care what you eventually want to use it for, whether it's for trade, to store in case the prices go up, or to do your own crafting with. Then other things I'm hoping that I'm calling prestige cargo missions. Currently, it looks like as you go up in reputation, there's an increase in the size of missions, but not really much in terms of earnings per hour or quality of gameplay. What I would like to see are instead having higher rep levels unlock missions to carry very unique and valuable cargoes under tight time frames. There needs to be some way in which becoming better at the hauling career feels like something to reflecting an accomplishment other than just being able to spend more time slinging crates for a particular job. Now, an interesting slant on this prestige cargo mission is to use the programming code that was in the Platinum Ticket event and use it to turn someone's prestige cargo mission occasionally into essentially a shard-wide event. So let's say you get a prestige cargo mission that simply says ancient artwork. But it turns out the ancient artwork in question is, let's say, the freaking Mona Lisa. And not only that, but the word has been leaked of the delivery and the tracking transponder code on the crate, and literally everybody on the shard has gotten a priority call for a special mission paying big bucks from a secret bazillionaire to capture the Mona Lisa for themselves. So now you have to jackrabbit across the verse with literally everybody at your heels.
But I can't give you this case, because it don't belong to me. Besides, I've been through too much shit over this case this morning to just hand it over to your dumb ass.
Now, as a side note to that, yes, CIG could do that. Although the painting of the Mona Lisa itself is a priceless artifact, the image of it is public domain. There are in fact countless famous artworks of antiquity no longer under copyright. The Hurstons could have a whole galleries of priceless artwork in their headquarters, and CIG would not have to pay a dime in royalties. Another mission type that I expect sooner rather than later is Bounty Hunting version 2, which has been talked about for a long time. What is Bounty Hunting version 2?
Although I acknowledge that bounty hunting is a complicated profession.
Yes, it is more complicated. Version 2 will require that you stun or incapacitate your target, cuff them with the handcuffs demonstrated last CitizenCon, and then transport them to a particular location for payment.
But I want them alive. No disintegrations.
This means that the role of Bounty Hunting version 1 missions will be the realm of combat assistance beacons. But the reason I see this happening sooner rather than later is the spin-off of Bounty Hunting version 2 that is called Kidnapping. Because with Pyro you have to ask, how do the gangs of Pyro enforce their authority against those who wrong them? In a world where regen is an actual thing, just killing them is ineffective. What makes more sense is kidnapping for ransom, which once you have a Bounty Hunting version 2 is a simple thing to implement. Of course, then there would be a subset of being a collection enforcer for the gangs requiring capture only.
Yes, Greedo. As a matter of fact, I was just going to see your boss. Tell Jabba that I've got his money.
Which also brings up something more of a wish list item, and that is a genuine rescue mission under a tight time frame. In these, you either have someone who is bailed out of a destroyed craft or is in an escape pod. Anyway, your mission is to get to them fast before their life support runs out, tractor them into the ship, treat them with a med gun, and if possible for bonus, heal them in a med bed, and then deliver them to the nearest station. But from a game mechanic standpoint, it's essentially the same thing as Bounty Hunting version 2 or Kidnapping, but with a shorter timer and a willing target. But take it one step further, and that you have something that I've been thinking a lot about lately, and that is passenger transport, which again is simply moving an NPC from one location to another, except simply there are multiples of them and they are both willingly arriving and willingly departing. And there's also a lot else that will need to be added to passenger transport besides just the passenger, but my point is that core functions, such as what we are seeing in the freight elevators and these first cargo missions and Bounty Hunting version 2, are building blocks that can lead to many other gameplays. And now for an update on our giveaways. To start with, we have a special membership level to cover costs of doing live coverage of CitizenCon with its own giveaway for Hull C, the colossal cargo container carrying craft. Although I am still expecting to make the trip to Manchester, the giveaway will still occur even if, under unforeseen circumstances, the live coverage has to be done remote. Plus, we have our regular Grow the Channel ship giveaway for the Zipsy Zazzy Zaftig Zephyr, the Zeus 2 cargo, where we're not just waiting on the subscriber goal for, as well as the marvelous multiplayer mining meta, the Arasta. One entry per video. Be a member for automatic entry, and with each video, or subscribe and comment, some are including the secret word. And the secret word for this video is the mission type that I expect the gangs of Pyro will generate to enforce their authority. Fly safe, keep it real, I'll see you in the verse. This is Daniel Raymond for Ray's Guide.
I think we should be leaving now.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.